Excuse me. So I'm watching Knicks recap. I think it was yesterday, and I hear you talking about Tom Thibodeau can get extended. Reports today that he got extended. I'm a
Yep.
little unclear on the money. I don't know if I missed something, but I didn't hear too much talk about what the money attached to the deal. I love Tom. Tom has been great. He brought us out of the depths of hell. Obviously, we know he changed the culture, the defensive identity. He gave us that identity. He's done a wonderful, fantastic job. I love Tom Thibodeau, man. But there are a certain faction of the Knicks fans who are critical of Tom Thibodeau, and I can't really be mad at them. And you know what I'm about to say. They say he runs players into the ground. He overplays players. We saw what happened at the end of last year. Now, we know Julius shoulder thing was a freak accident, but some would say, why was he in the game when, up 20 some odd points with a couple of minutes left? So, you know what I mean? But in Minnesota, he ran players into the ground. In Chicago, he ran players into the ground with excessive minutes and short rotations. I love Tom Thibodeau. This year, I don't know how we can do that, but we have even more depth than we had last year. What do you expect from Tom Thibodeau in terms of the way he handles the rotation? And do you think we have the same issues with him moving forward this year?
I expect Tom Thibodeau to expand back to a 10-man because he has the people now to expand to a 10-man. I think that Thibodeau, beforehand, we needed to give him starters that he trusted.
Right.
We did. Now we got him.
Right.
Now we needed to give him a bench that he trusted. I think we've done that as well, too. And I think he's just as impressed with Kolek as anybody else, which is why he'll expand it to 10-man because, again, that gives you the best rest for your entire team. It gives you the rest for Jalen Brunson. It allows other players to come in and get involved if they need to. Maybe you get a campaign in there as well if you need some time or somebody's injured. But I don't think Tom Thibodeau is going to have a hard time with this team because everybody buys into Thibodeau. They bought into him. They bought into what he's saying, everything like that. Once you have that, I don't care what coach you are. You could be David Fizdale. If you have that level of acceptance and trust with your team, you're not going to go anywhere because nobody can replace that. For anybody who's the contingent of fan base that doesn't want Thibbs to be here, can't answer this one question. Who do you want?
Yeah.
Who can help this team better than? Because we tried it.
Yeah.
I've been here through every single era from Knicks coaches from my entire life. I've seen every single coach come here, say the exact same thing, and fail in 1 or 2 years.
Yes,
maybe
sir.
2 years if you got lucky. Sometimes you basically don't even get a season. Take that for data. We're talking about like people who don't even get recognition sometimes. Thibodeau to be here for as long as he has been, one of the longest coaches after the next season, will be one of the longest head coaches we ever had. One of the highest paid coaches we ever had. Second, which is crazy because Larry Brown had a $60 million deal for 5 years.
Right.
He had like 12 something million, which is nuts considering the fact that he had it back in 2000 and something. And we're talking about 2024 right now. And Tom Thibodeau not even close to matching that. You said the contract amount. They didn't really say it. They don't normally announce it for coaches, but according to Ian Bailey, it's around $10 million annually. So about $30 million for the entire year contract over 3 years that he signed for, which is great. I think the long-term contract extension makes sense for him. I don't think he's going to sign another contract extension after this. I think he goes straight to the GM office and he becomes the Knicks GM and somebody else comes in after coach after that. Because if he can't do it in the next 3 years, he'll never be able to do it.
So you think Leon Rose and CAA Mafia just continue as president of basketball operations and Tom goes to GM?
Absolutely. Why is it vacant?
I can see that. Yeah,
it's been vacant since Scott Perry left. What is it vacant for?
Yeah. I can see that. I could definitely see that.